Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Play Prison Architect. I know, a game that isn't RimWorld, although admittedly I'm choosing a game that is both aesthetically and gameplay-wise extremely similar to RimWorld, which, hey, why not? So, unlike RimWorld though, I am not nearly as experienced with this game. Actually, I just got it in the recent Humble Bundle that has this game included with it. And I've played for like, I don't know, 12 hours probably max. So I'm not nearly as experienced with this game, but it doesn't seem nearly as complicated as, say, RimWorld. So I think more or less what I'm doing, but I'm not nearly, I'm not going to have nearly as much expertise, I guess you could say. Not that I'm really that much of an expert on RimWorld, but hey, doesn't really matter. So, create a new prison. And actually, you might wonder, hey, doesn't this look like you're in-game? Why aren't you from the title screen? For some odd reason, they decided they didn't want to make a title screen. Every time you start the game, you just get thrown right into a brand new scenario, and you have to find, like, if it's weird, it doesn't even auto-load a previous save. It just throws you into a new mode every time, which is kind of strange, but I don't know. I guess apparently they decided a title screen was too overrated. So, yes, we're starting a new prison here. You can choose the gender, and I've never even tried it with females. I don't know if it makes a difference. I'm just going to do male, because I don't know, why not? And I will try to make more of a rehabilitational style prison, because I think you can try to just be like a hard ass and, you know, punish the prisoners a lot, or you can do the pacifier. Like, you can't just do the warden, which has it doesn't make a difference if you choose him, but there's a slight, like, kind of buff you get. Apparently this reduces the overall temperature of your prison, making your inmates less likely to cause trouble. I don't know why temperature has anything to do with causing trouble, but apparently it does. And I'm going to do a medium-style prison. There's no actual difficulty mode. You can just choose the style of prison, and then there's these little, like, I don't know, random additions that you can add if you want to, and I guess this, in theory, causes more difficulty depending on which of these you choose. But, I don't know, it's kind of incomplete. I'm gonna, I think, generate buildings. It's kind of funny because this game, I think, was in development far before RimWorld, but it feels like there's been a lot less, like, development done, which is funny because I believe the creators of this game are, like, a pretty well-known developer company that's been around for years. So it's funny how this game has very little progress that's been made in the development of it. Okay. Yeah, I'll do failure conditions, generate buildings. This doesn't make much of a difference. It just adds some walls, which doesn't do much. I'm not going to do gangs because I didn't try it out, but it just sounds like it would be a pain in the ass, so I'm not even going to bother because I feel like if I choose gangs, I'm going to have to separate my prisoners all the time. So I'm not going to do that. I can do events, which I'll do that because it sounds like it will make things a bit more interesting. I can do weather and temperature. And apparently, because I have the pacifier, that will cause my prison to be colder, which somehow, I don't know. I don't know if your prisoners can actually die from temperature changes. I think they can't really. It kind of just affects their mood for some reason. But I'll do weather and temperature, which I've never even tried yet, so it could go very well or it could go very poorly. I guess we'll find out. And yeah, that's about it. I guess if you look at this, if I want to do the maximum difficulty, I'd choose gangs. And I'd choose the small size prison, but I'll just do this because why not? Because you can actually expand your prison as you progress. So really, if you choose a larger prison, you're kind of just making it easier on yourself because you can go a longer amount of time without having to expand then. So really, it doesn't make much of a difference if you choose large or small. It just affects the overall size of your prison once you're done buying up all the plots of land around you. Alright, so our workers are arriving. And we can read the CEO's letter. Yeah, the game has a campaign, but it's not really much of a campaign so much as it's just it's basically just a tutorial, more or less. It just introduces you to different mechanics of the game, and that's about it. And this gives you a little bit of heads up on different things you should do. Like, yeah, he says to build a holding cell right away, not prison cells, because prison cells are pretty expensive, or it's pretty expensive making a big prison block with, you know, only 30 grand. Alright, so we have this building actually right here, right after we've started off. I might want to include that in my design. We'll see. The one thing I did is, the last time I tried doing a little scenario on my own, I basically made the visiting center, not the visiting center, what is it called? The reception center, which is where all your new prisoners have to get put through. I put it at the very front and center, and then I put the holding cell right behind it, which I thought, oh, that's a great idea, because then I can get prisoners processed and then get them put in the holding cell, you know, right away. But I realized that was a very poor decision, because what ended up happening is that every person, every worker, and pretty much everyone kept going through the holding cell because it was the most direct route to pretty much everything else in the prison. And as a result, they kept getting attacked by inmates. So I don't think I'm going to make a holding cell front and center like I did last time. Instead, I think I'll maybe just put them off to the side. I could make this big thing the holding cell, but I don't know. That's pretty large. I don't know if I want to make a holding cell that big, but I guess it would work technically. I could make a holding cell as half and then a shower as the other half. I think I might do that. So the random generation of this building might help me out. So yeah, the first thing we have to do is make a foundation. The building is quite similar to RimWorld, although it's a lot easier because you don't have to worry about resources or anything. Everything just costs money, which is pretty plain and simple. Although the one thing that's unfortunate is I like having all my buildings made of the same material. I know, I'm weird like that. So I guess I'll make this prison a brick-style prison. Yeah, because all except for this one is made out of brick, so hey, might as well. Alright, let's plop down the first building. Yeah, the reception center doesn't need to be too large, though. I think I'll just make it like... that big, thereabouts. And I'll go ahead and even start on this. And I know some probably experts or whatever of this game are probably saying to me, what the hell are you doing? You're adding all these buildings and you don't even have the very simple thing you need from the beginning, which is utilities. So I guess I'll probably want to add some utilities. Last time I did a thing, I put it nice and far away from the rest of my prison. I think that's what I'm going to do again, because I think it's just nice having all your utilities and junk way out of the way. And that is one thing, though, is we have to worry about making a water boiler, which I don't know how good these are. Yeah, I don't know how far this will reach. So I guess I'll just have to place down a foundation and we'll figure it out sooner or later. Also, I don't know if I made this the right material, so I'm just going to rebuild it in case I'm stupid. Okay, that'll be... I think I'll make that half holding cell, half showers, so that'll work pretty well. And I'll go ahead and place our utility building, I guess, like way up here. Let me just confirm something for a second here. I want to make sure I'm not building... Okay, these are 3x3. So I kind of want to make a building that's something around, what, like 9x9 interior-wise, so then I'll want to make it a foundation that's something around 11x11, which is pretty big, but I think it'll be good for us later on in the game, so I'll go ahead and just make an 11x11 building right away. Whoops, not 12x11, 11x11. I think I'll make this a little bit farther to the right in case I want to make like a shipping area over here or something like that in the future. Alright, 11x11 looks pretty good. Yeah, this game's definitely a lot more like laid back than RimWorld is, although, like I said, I never have tried playing the game with the events, so I don't know how stressful those random events can get compared to, say, RimWorld's random events, because the random events in RimWorld sort of drive the entire game and are a big part of your worries. Alright, so let's get this reception. I guess I don't really want the door there, now that I think about it. I think I got a pretty good idea of what I want to do. I'll do something like that. And you know what's funny? When I was first playing this game, I didn't realize I was an idiot and I thought the perimeter walls were the only type of fences there are. So I basically drove myself broke trying to enclose my buildings, and I didn't realize there's a freaking fence right here that's only $3 a square, which is much easier. I think I'll do something like this, so then the prisoners can sort of get brought through here. And then once you're in, you're kind of in. Or I shouldn't say in, but you're enclosed fully. Yeah, I'll probably be demolishing this fence like right away almost. Now, the other one thing we need to make, besides these buildings, I know I haven't even got them put up yet, is we want to make a nice group of offices for our warden and for the many other people we're going to get. And right now I'm just going to make a warden's office because that's a lot cheaper, and I think the office only needs to be 4x4 in the interior, but I like to make the warden's office a little bigger just because, hey, that's realism, right? The big guy always has the biggest office, so I think we'll make it... I'll slow down time, I'll let them still keep building so I don't keep pausing. I know a lot of people said they don't like that in RimWorld. They don't like me going full speed or pausing. They like it if the game's just going along at like 1x or 2x speed, so I'll try to do that a bit more in this game. Okay, I think that'll, yeah, that's, I don't know, that'll be what, 7x7 in the inside? I don't really need it that big. I think 6x6 is pretty good. Yeah. And then I'll actually extend this because I want a 2x2 hallway, because I'm going to make all the offices sort of extend in this direction. Which I think will be nice because it'll make a bit of a barrier between the utilities area as well. And it'll also connect our prison to the utilities area a bit as well. Yeah, I've never had a prisoner like break into the utilities building, but I feel like if they could do that, they probably might sabotage your equipment or start a fire or something, and that probably would not go so well for you. Okay, so that's, let's actually designate these rooms, because you have to designate every room in this game. So, reception area, that's what this is going to be. And it doesn't really have to be this big, I just sort of like to make it look a bit more realistic, because yeah, it says, I think it only needs to be... Actually, it doesn't even have a limit for how big it can be, so it can be as big or as small as you want. You can make this a frickin' 2x2 interior building, I think, and it, well, maybe not, because you do have to place certain items in there, but yeah, you can make this really small, but I want to make it look semi-decent looking. Alright, well, first I'll put the office desk in. That can go there, and I guess that can go there. I do like to decorate the rooms in a semi-realistic manner. So... I guess I'll put... Well, if this was a real prison, I suppose you'd go to the office desk first, and then you'd go pick up your stuff from the table, because the reason you need the table is that's where the prisoner's new clothes are always going to be. And you also need to make an entrance before it's considered an actual building, so I guess let's go ahead and build an entrance to this baby. Sorry about that. I think I'll actually make this entrance here, because like I said, I'm going to make it sort of a half holding cell, half shower. Actually, I'll probably make it even less than half of the shower, but we'll see. Okay, yeah, this needs an entrance now, so let's go ahead. And I'll actually add a door here and add some doors here. Oh, yeah, let's do staff doors. I don't want anyone from the prison just walking in willy-nilly. And yes, I guess that'll go right there. Okie dokie, let's get it built. Although I believe because I combined the two foundations, it's not gonna, yeah, it doesn't put an actual wall here, so I have to do that manually. Yeah, the building system's a little, I don't know, it's a little hard to get used to because it's kind of, it doesn't always do what you think it would do, if that makes any sense. Alright, so that's going to be the office, and now we also need to make a door for this baby. Even though this is so far away from what's going to actually be our prison, I'm going to still make a jail door because there really is no reason people should be going in and out of this building very much, so I think a jail door is a pretty good idea just in case someone... I don't know, for some reason if a prisoner decides to go in here. I don't know if the prisoners can do much with your electric, like your utility buildings, but hey, why risk something like that happening, regardless of whether or not it can happen. And like I said, I don't know all that much about this game, so I'm just kind of trying to think ahead of the game, if you will. Alright, so I made this big enough. Actually, I should have technically made this a little bigger, because you can, what happens is instead of having to keep making these power stations, you just add these capacitors around it, and actually one capacitor doubles your original capacity of electricity, or your original usage of electricity, I guess you'd call it. So technically I should have made this one wider, because then I can have two completely surrounded power stations. But you know what? We don't have the money right now to be screwing around with stuff like that, so I'm not going to bother. We could also put this, I'll put this, I guess, right here for now, why not? I don't know if a water boiler is really necessary yet, because the temperature is 53 out, so... And it seems like there's no such thing as cooling, so I guess we'll just see what happens, because why not? And hey, if you're watching this video while it comes out and you know about this game, you can go ahead and give me a few tips too, because, like I said, well, even when it comes to RimWorld, people like giving me suggestions all the time, so if you want to give me a little bit of advice, go ahead. Just try not to be a prick about it, is basically the way I think about things. You know, I'm always okay with helpful suggestions and all that junk, but if you're just going to be an asshole about it, then don't even bother. And I don't know why I'm even saying that, because I've really not yet had anyone be like a complete asshole to me in a comment. Usually people are pretty reasonable. But I suppose as I get more subscribers and as more people just randomly stumble across my videos, I'm more and more likely to just come across complete assholes. So, hey, that's life. Okay, so this is done. I'm kind of just waiting for them to create all the wiring, because right now, you know, nothing's really connected. Is this... Yes, that is on. Oh yes, this hasn't been connected either. Do I actually have a... Yeah, I do have a piece of... Oh, that's weird. No, I don't want that. Yes, I don't... That's weird. I swear I put pipe there, or electrical line there, but apparently not. Well, no wonder we're not getting any power. One thing we can do is we can actually hire some more workmen right away and just make our life a little easier. It does kind of... It gets rid of a lot of our initial capital, but hey, there we go. Finally power. Oh, it is getting quite cold too. 38 degrees Fahrenheit. And I need to add these hot water pipes too. Interesting. It's interesting though, because although there's like the hot water pipes and all that junk, there's nothing really specifically that seems to deal with heating. There's just these water boilers, which makes hot water, but I don't know, hot water doesn't really provide heating. Okay, what am I yes, I need an actual warden, you know? Can't really run a prison if you don't got a warden. And I also need to designate his room, because he, well, unlike RimWorld where the objects you put down cause a room to be a particular usage, you instead basically designate a certain area as being a certain room, and then the different items that have to do with that room will be highlighted, which is pretty nice, because I guess you don't really have to think at all then. You can kind of just let the game do the work for you. And just to make the room look a little fancy, I'll even though I don't think anyone really ever visits the warden as far as I can tell, I'm just going to put some little chairs here, just to make him look important, I guess, and I'll give him 2 whole filing cabinets instead of just the one needed. I could give him a whole row of filing cabinets if I really wanted, but I don't really feel like doing that. Oh yes, and I think we've already exceeded our ability to produce electricity, so we're gonna already need a couple more capacitors. It's kind of weird how this whole big power station only gives you a very limited amount of electricity, but each capacitor is in effect one entire power station. It's kind of strange, but that's just the way the game works. Alrighty then. Yes, I'm not going to end this episode until we actually have prisoners, because you can't exactly run a prison unless you have prisoners. And actually, you know what? Yes, I should probably designate the rest of these rooms as well. This needs to be a holding cell. Although, you know what? I could just make this like a big shower. And then everyone from inside the prison, yeah, everyone, once I start getting cells down, people can use this as a shower. It'll be kind of odd having people have to go through the holding cells to get to the shower, but... Or have to go through the showers to get to the holding cell. I guess I can just make a door over here, though, huh? I think I'll actually do that, because that'll make the showers a little bit more centrally located. I know this isn't very much of a difference, but hey, I'm gonna do it. Alright, and now I need showers. There's so many little labels here, and this is gonna get like double in size, so I often have trouble trying to figure out where the hell things are in here, because I don't know, there's just so many little icons to look at. It confuses my small brain. Okay, so warden's office, reception, shower, holding cell. That's all fine and dandy. Oh yes, and we have to now switch this back on because it doesn't restart itself for whatever reason. There we go, now we have actual power. Oh, and the game's already giving us prisoners. I thought I would have to enable it myself, but the game's smart enough to do it by itself. Okay, then. So, let's actually give some items for our prison, hey? How's that sound? Alright, so I'm going to actually add a concrete wall here, and I suppose one here as well. I think that's symmetrical, right? Yeah, that is nice and symmetrical. And now I'm also going to want to add some jail doors here so that our showers and the prison are actually separated. You know, pretty good idea. We also aren't going to need drains at all these exits. Normally I don't have to make this many drains, but I have to with the way I've designed this. I think I'll even go ahead and add a wall, or maybe several, right here. So then I can place some nice shower heads in the middle as well as on the sides. Might even add some more walls depending on how I'm feeling. We'll see. Oh yes, I can actually go ahead and add everything I need for the holding cells though, so I shouldn't wait on getting those walls done. Alright, so I think I'll put bunk beds in here just because, you know, that gives you twice as much space as with a regular bed. Guess I'll put them all along this wall for now. Sweet, just enough to make it all the way across. Guess I'll put the toilets, I don't know, right here, because why not? I don't know if having only 2 toilets will make a difference with how big I'm making this, but hey, whatever. And I'll make some nice benches along the wall. Alright, that looks pretty good for now. And later on I'll probably add more beds, or I might, it depends. You really don't want to have too many people in a holding cell at one time, because I've noticed that tends to cause a lot of fights to break out, so I'm not going to really do that for now, I don't think. Alright, 30 minutes we're getting people arriving, and you know what we don't have? We don't have any guards, and you might say, oh Hunter, you're completely broke. How are you going to handle this? Well, I can go ahead and go to this grants tab here and find one that's worth quite a bit, because what happens is if you find a grant that's worth quite a bit, you'll sort of get an advance. Yeah, you'll get an advance. So although that's 30 grand, we got 20 grand right away. So all we have to do to get that extra 10 grand is fulfill these conditions. So we got a nice amount of money there, even though I just spent all the money we started with. I can get quite a bit through here, and I guess I'll do this one as well. That'll give us a nice 10 grand. So now we're back to the same amount of money we had to start with, and I did not want to bring the taskbar up windows. No thank you. So let's continue. And also, we kind of, yeah, I do have the electricity lines down, but I kind of need pipes for water. So let's go ahead and get this set. I'm trying to not cough in my microphone, but you might hear a cough every once in a while, so sorry about that. I'm kind of at the tail end of a cold, so I'm feeling pretty good, but I've just got a bit of a cough anyways. Alright, we can also go ahead and add the shower heads, even though we don't have pipes throughout here yet. And you know what, I'll just keep that many shower heads for now. I can add plenty more later on, but for now I'll just make do with that. Oh, you know what, we don't have a designated area for storage, so people are just kind of throwing stuff willy-nilly, so let's go ahead and make a storage room, because otherwise people are just gonna, our workers will just leave stuff laying around, and prisoners, I think, can just take that if they want. Alright. Oh hey, the prisoners are here, but there's no guards. I should probably fix that, huh? Okay, let's get some guards. 6 guards should do for now. And let's go ahead and process our initial prisoners. Yeah, these must be some very nice prisoners if they're just letting themselves sit here and wait while I had to go ahead and hire some guards. Fortunately, you just get guards immediately. You don't have to worry about going through a hiring process or anything, because if we had to do that, I'd be screwed right now. But fortunately, the game's not that complex. Alright, so let's put these small pipes down. Hope the volume's not too loud, but it's kind of hard to tell with certain games like this. Sometimes the sound effects aren't exactly well balanced, so you can have extremely loud sounds just out of nowhere. So, I think this was a pretty long episode, so I think I'm going to end it here. So, thank you all for watching. Let me know what you think of this series so far. I mean, this is only the first episode, and I really haven't accomplished much, but I guess I can say for those of you who are used to me being, like, pretty good at RimWorld, this is a bit different because I'm not nearly as experienced with this game, but hopefully you guys like it. So, thank you all for watching, and goodbye.